Salutations, nerds! We're watching the MCU and all of its reshot glory.
80%, right?
Something like that.
It's crazy. Anyway, welcome back to Phased Out. Like Jared said, we're watching the Marvel movies and we're just getting...
No, we're tired. We are tired now.
I'm tired. I know you're tired.
I've been rejuvenated.
Nick, I think, has some...
This is my favorite MCU movie, guys.
Because, this is a series designed to make Nick hate us, and it's not working. I don't understand.
Oh, I hate you guys just for different reasons.
No, if you remember in our tier list, and others, we've said, this is not designed to make Nick hate us. It was designed to make Nick hate the MCU at that point. It became that. And Nick even said, you guys are making me dislike some of them that I was kind of borderline about. But now he's rejuvenated.
Ugh,
yeah,
why on this one?
That was a lie. This did not rejuvenate anything in me. I fell asleep during. I had to watch it twice.
Anyway, we're covering the latest thing. It's Captain...
No, that doesn't come out until July.
Oh.
That's a poor joke.
Yeah.
I got it.
That's the one Matt Shannon's doing,
It's Captain America and not the Falcon.
No.
Falcon's
Captain
in it.
America Brave New World.
Yes.
Let me just paint a scene for you guys. Imagine a trailer, if you will, for me, of...
Like a double wide or a single wide?
Oh, just like a movie trailer, right?
Okay.
And this movie is going to be... This trailer is setting up Anthony Mackie's tough decision of whether or not to take the super soldier serum. And so,
Because he's just a guy.
Yes.
Amongst
Like Batman.
all these...
Batman.
Yeah.
So, as he is... What is he...
It's a little Falcon. He goes everywhere I go with me.
So, as we go through this trailer, we're hearing the speech made by the villain of Brave New World, the leader.
The leader.
I got it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh,
He's
the
gotten
leader.
it wrong all
We're
week.
hearing his monologue of tearing down the world and all that, juxtaposed against Bucky's rather well-done speech in this movie of, this is why you need to be a normal person. This is why this position exists. And then you juxtapose that again with what Joaquin says at the end of the movie. Which, why is that the end of the movie? Anyway, we'll get to that. And then maybe you see like the green Hulk eyes, and they turn like red, but it turns into like the shield. Wouldn't that be?
What are we talking about right now?
We're talking about what
I'm very lost in what you're saying, Jake.
We're talking about what I wish the stupid frickin' movie was.
Oh, okay.
He's saying the movie should have been the internal struggle of, do I take the serum because everything I'm facing is bigger than me? And instead, it's not really anything.
And they blow their biggest punch, I guess.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I wasn't about to say low.
So they blow their biggest punch.
They blow the biggest...
They blow their biggest punch, as Jake said, because they showed us Red Hulk, in the trailers.
And then do nothing with him.
Oh, no, they do something in the last 10 minutes of the movie. Everything in the trailers that looked cool, it's all at the end. Even you said when you fell asleep the first time and woke up. What was that?
Should I just tell my story?
Yeah.
All right, so before seeing this movie, I was on a nice little cruise. We get back to Florida, got a few hours to kill, so I'm like, you know what? Let's go see Captain America. Awesome screen. Have you heard about what screen I saw it on, Jake?
No.
I saw it on something called Screen X. It's a Regal Cinema thing. So you have your main screen, and then the walls along the side of the auditorium are also screens. So you have screen, and then it goes all the way around you. Real cool. Worst seats I've ever sat in for a movie.
Can you not see the whole thing when you're looking straight at the front,
You
though?
can. It's just extra stuff.
Extra stuff that doesn't matter to the movie?
Exactly. Yep. Full movie is still on your main screen, but they shot it in a way for Screen X where there's extra stuff. So, like, in the opening scene when Ross is giving his little speech, you have, like, more crowd on the sides. Sometimes when Sam opens his wings and it's not fully on the screen, on a normal screen, it goes out to the side as well. So it kind of goes around you. So, like, scenery and things like that, just more immersive. Really cool. But
that seems like a cool thing to couple with, like, 4D.
Yeah, it would be great. Also, it would be great if they had new seats. The seats were horrible. and I had extra legroom. I sat behind the handicap row. Anyway, where was I going with this?
Your experience.
Yes, my experience. So watching the movie, I'm pretty tired. A long week, but usually I can stay awake when I'm tired. This movie I did not.
I understand.
I knew I was going to have to leave halfway through the movie to make sure to catch my flight. So I was like, okay, I'll just kind of mentally clock it. About 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll take off. So I wake up from a little nap I had because the movie's boring. And I'm like, oh, okay, Ross is about to turn into the Red Hulk for the first time. Cool. We're maybe 45 minutes to an hour in.
You mean like when they are on the Japanese battle?
No.
Thing?
Yes. During the Japanese battle.
Oh, I thought you meant at the end.
No, during the Japanese battle where like he's about to turn into the Hulk, and then what's her name comes up, and then he calms down.
Yep.
So I use the restroom at this point. I'm like, okay, he didn't turn into the Hulk. Whatever. I still got some time. Go to the bathroom, check my phone. It's been over an hour, and we haven't seen the Red Hulk yet. And I'm like, oh, we're now on to another scene where it does not seem like we're going to be seeing the Red Hulk for a while. So then I gave up, decided to leave, missed my flight, had to stay another day in Miami.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to reschedule my flight 3 times. And then on my, tell another story that's not Captain America related. We're in Chicago at our layover. We're getting on the plane. We're about to take off. Mm-hmm. One more passenger decides to board. Mm-hmm. And this gentleman, we're in a little 3-seat plane, so it's not a big one. It's a small one. Puts his stuff in the overhead, and it's not closing. So what does he do? Starts jamming it like this so much that it comes off of its tracks and derails the hinges of the thing. The stewardess is yelling, "Sir, stop doing that. We will fix it." He's still, "I got it. Don't worry, I got it." Pulling and shoving and pulling to the point where it jams and it doesn't move anymore.
And so that delays another flight.
We had to deboard the plane.
So that maintenance could go fix it.
Yep, so a 45-minute delay for a 20-minute flight.
At that point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So long story short, only watched half this movie, and even the first half I was asleep for, so I had to rewatch it again the other day.
So you've seen the opening 20 minutes 3 times.
Yeah. Yep. Do I know what happens in that first hour? Not really. Still don't really remember. Some stuff with Isaiah Bradley and the president or something.
Maybe not say that into the mic. Maybe say trying to shoot Harrison. No, that's bad too. No, there's not a good way to say this, is there?
No.
When Isaiah Bradley goes loco at the White House.
Yes.
There we go.
He goes loco for Han Solo.
Yes, there you go. Loco for Solo.
Yeah, loco for Solo.
Which, that seems fine.
Yeah.
Like that was like, okay, that's a good step. I like Isaiah's in this. They set him up in Captain Falcon. Yes, that's what we call the miniseries, and they don't really do anything with him.
No, I feel like this movie should have focused more on the Isaiah Bradley of it all.
But instead he gets thrown in prison, and that becomes the ticking time bomb of how do we got to get him out. And
even though I feel like they didn't put enough attention on it to where halfway through the movie, I forgot that was a plot of the movie because there's so many other things happening while nothing happens in this movie.
Yeah. It's because I'm thinking what is his name? Joaquin. That's a good, interesting thing of he's kind of taking up the mantle of Falcon in a way, and he's got his own suit, and he's you can tell they set up at the beginning, he's eager to help him and use this, and you can kind of get the sense of, he's not super experienced in it yet. And that should have factored more into the when they're fighting with the Japanese cruisers, where he tells them, no, do not do this, and he's like, no, I got it, and that injures him. There's nothing there, because I feel like they should have had more points in the movie until that point where his inexperience and his eagerness to help is getting in the way. Yeah. That's like one of those smaller conflicts going on.
Yeah, and you get that a little bit with the training scene with Isaiah Bradley, where he's not fully taking it serious and he's cracking jokes instead of doing the training. But
there's kind of nothing there.
I think because I enjoy this movie. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. My biggest issue with this movie is I never liked Sam as much as I liked Steve. Never liked Joaquin as much as I like Sam. I don't like the leader as much as I like Zemo, which it's the same plot, basically. And I never liked Harrison Ford as much as I liked
William Hurt.
Like,
Well,
it's just a movie of disappointment.
There's a callback to Winter Soldier is like a scene where two characters are looking at someone in a hospital bed talking. Not that that's anything super unique, but like the way it's shot to when it's Bucky's scene, which you knew he had to show up.
Yeah.
And when he showed up, I go, hey, I know that guy. And they're talking and they're looking on his walkie and I can't remember, is he being operated on or is he recovered? And I was like, that reminds me of the Fury shot in Winter Soldier. Oh, this kind of a shell of those movies. And like me and him have talked, we don't even think much of Winter Soldier, but this is even less. At least Winter Soldier had some meat on the bones.
Yeah.
I just wonder what was the original movie, because they always do reshoots.
I know the original didn't have Giancarlo Esposito in it. He was an afterthought and added it in.
See,
that makes sense now. Yeah,
you say that, but like last year I went to Motor City Comic Con and he was there, and he announced, I guess, that he was going to be in a Marvel movie. He wouldn't tell us which one. He wouldn't tell us who he was going to be. But he was like, and I know you guys will love this. I got some sad news for him. He deserves so much better than this. But I wonder if originally it was more violent towards officials, and they looked at the current culture that we live in and thought, maybe not.
A little more reflective of our current state. A little more, what's a good word? A little more, like they actually like go into things, because they didn't really make any kind of statement on anything.
It is kind of an interesting way to, I mean, I'm not that familiar with the comics, but it's just kind of an interesting way to work the idea of adamantium into the MCU.
Yeah, for sure.
Without just having it, I mean, I guess it is all of a sudden there, but, just dropping Wolverine in there in a capacity that's not a Deadpool capacity.
The thing is with Wolverine, though, if we get a Wolverine in the MCU, which obviously we're bound to, it'll be a Wolverine that's created after this point. It won't be a Wolverine that's been around for a while, because adamantium hasn't been a thing until just now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that. I kind of like the idea that Wolverine's been out there trying to figure things out and off on his own in the wilderness or what have you.
Maybe. I mean, how long has it been technically since the Celestial emerged in this movie?
Like in world or us?
In world.
Like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, technically.
And it took them that long to say something.
What's his name? Not Stoke. What's the general?
Trask?
Yeah. Technically, he could have gone there right away, taken some of the adamantium and started experimenting on people with it.
True.
Like, that's possible, I suppose. And I know it's not that long of time, but...
Yeah.
So, I had to pull this up on my phone. So, you watched that video from FD Signifier? I feel like it's FD. Remember the Drake Kendrick video? He posted around the time the movie came out. And his review was, a black Republican tries to stop Jordan Peterson on gamma-radiated benzos from mind-effing the president into starting a war with Japan. I go, yeah, that's pretty good.
I love FD Signifier.
Yeah, it's FD, right? Yes. I said it right. Okay. I always...
Someone... was it? I think the other day, Kanye had a tweet about Kendrick.
Yeah.
And he posted something like, please do a Meet the West and I will be yours forever.
What was it? It was Meet the West, and there's another title that he had right after it. I can't remember what it was.
The other one.
But the other one I remember before, I can't remember it. Yeah, he's great. I wanted to read it. I go, yeah, that's basically the movie.
The song in this is very good. In fact, there's a lot of this movie that as much as I dog on it, I did enjoy it. Like, I do enjoy Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson. I did enjoy Sam Wilson when he was Captain America in the comics in, like, was it 2012 to, like, 2014 or something like that. It just, the sum of its parts is just kind of blah, and it's not really that pretty, and
then is the director, has he done a movie before? Malcolm...
Julius Ona?
What was that?
Julius Ona or Anna? You're talking about the movie, the director of this movie.
Or did he just write the... Maybe I'm thinking...
Might have. This guy, the director, has also directed
Malcolm
the Globe...
Spellman, I thought, directed it, but it looks like he just wrote it.
Yeah, Julius Ona, I believe that's how you say it, also directed the Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh, so the
that
bad
was
one.
a Netflix original, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it feels like somebody who hasn't really directed much.
Was John Goodman in the Cloverfield Paradox? Or
No, that was
10
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
That's the good one.
That's the good one, not the original one?
The original one's good, but I like Cloverfield Lane better. But it might just be my bias to Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman.
That's fair. Also, it looked a bit more approachable as not a found footage type movie.
And no T.J. Miller.
And no T.J. Miller.
Yes, well,
Let's applaud that one.
isn't T.J. Miller a new guy? Didn't we find that out?
You're talking DJ Qualls movie, new guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. I'm not surprised if he is, because he's kind of been in that role his whole life.
Yeah.
Insufferable a-hole?
Yeah.
Just like real life?
Or was it maybe Out Cold? I don't remember.
It might be Out Cold.
Maybe.
But Captain America.
Brave New World.
It's difficult to make movies like this with the current political climate because it's a 100% inherently political movie. So the problem you run into is you have to make a statement on something in world that is political. It doesn't have to connect to now political, but it's like if the whole thing is it's a politically based superhero movie, it's got to be doing something. It doesn't really do anything.
See, it's interesting though because Disney ultimately owning this doesn't seem like they'd be afraid of making a political statement like that.
We say that, but since the regime change, a lot of those big companies are just kind of folding.
That's fair.
They're kind of
It's
not.
easier.
Yeah, they pushed back last time, 9 years ago, and this time they're like, no, we're just kind of not going to bother with it this time. So that's probably what happened. I wonder if it was more political. Not that it's a better movie in what they originally had, but I wonder if they scaled back because of the regime change. Because this came out early this year, so it was all getting put together last year. I bet you that's what happened. They did a bunch of reshoots, and then they probably cut more stuff. Because I give it credit, it's sub 2 hours. Mm-hmm. It's not many of them are sub 2 hours.
That's all you've ever wanted from a Marvel movie.
I know. Well, at this point, their movies get so dense. Not that they're deep, but they put so much into them that if you go less than 2 hours, it feels lacking. But then if you add it in and it's a 2.5 hour movie, it's too long. It's because they put too much into it. They need to simplify it and then add depth, not add all this stuff and then hope it's. I think that's their biggest problem.
Yeah.
We for our tier list the last 2 weeks, we talked about how simplicity isn't always the best option for everything, but there are plenty of movies where if you just cut down on a few things going on, you can spend more time with the important thing, and that works. And because there are movies where they are lacking with the simple stuff, but this is an example of I wouldn't even call it simple, but they're not doing anything with anything, but they have a good amount of moving pieces. They're just not doing anything with them.
It seemed like they said, we want to use Red Hulk. Write a movie to where we get there.
Yeah.
And they just made up a whole bunch of stuff to get to the Red Hulk, and that's all they really cared about.
Doesn't Banner have some kind of place in this story?
Or he should.
He should.
Because he's just hanging out with his kid, right?
Yeah.
How old is his son again?
6? No, I have no idea how.
Because he's in the show.
Star is, yeah. Well, he's introduced in the last 30 seconds of the last episode.
Okay.
They're all having dinner, and Hulk's like, "Hey guys, I want you to meet someone. Here's my kid," and then end.
So,
gotcha.
On a different note, what did we all think of Harrison Ford with a mustache trying to look like William Hurt?
He didn't have a mustache in this movie.
He did.
At the beginning, right?
There's a scene where they try to make him look like William Hurt.
Or was it a picture?
No, it was a scene where he flipped over a podium and kicked it. It was really funny. I can't believe you don't remember that.
Why do I not remember?
I don't know. I've seen it 3 times. I don't remember that.
Man, I guess that it's just that forgettable for me. Whereas,
Where in the beginning was it?
It's like when he's explaining how we got from William Hurt to him, or how he became president. There's this clip of him at a podium with a mustache, and he gets angry and flips over the podium and kicks it, and then
I might have to watch this again.
I don't want to watch it again.
I'll watch the first 20 minutes.
You've already seen the first 20 minutes
mean,
3 times. This will be the fourth time.
I'm going to be fair about this. The first 20, 30 minutes are probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I also really liked and I know this doesn't mean anything, but I really liked the end credits with the way they did the lighting and stuff.
Yeah. I like how we say, yeah, what was the best part? Oh, the end credits.
I remember, so there were two people in the screening, or in the show that I was in, right? Me and an older lady, like a row behind me. We waited the entire time through the credits, and I don't even remember what the end credit scene was, but she walked up next to me as she was leaving, like, I didn't need to wait for that. They could have just put that at the end. What? I don't remember what it was.
It was the leader talking to Sam?
Maybe.
Or was that the
In
mid-credit?
the prison. Was there a mid-credit? I only remember one credit scene.
There's no staying power anymore.
Yeah.
Because it all started when they made those scenes jokes so much that now it's like, we have to wait to see what it is, but also like we don't take them seriously anymore.
Yeah, it was the leader warning him that something else was coming, that he wouldn't be able to stop, or they're not prepared for.
No, it was was it Giancarlo? It might have been Giancarlo.
Was he talking to Giancarlo?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure it was the leader. I watched it 2 days ago, so it's kind of fresh in my mind.
Okay, I'll trust you.
Yeah.
Is that the same? Is that the same guy that played that character in the Hulk?
Nelson? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his last, and this is another character, his last appearance in the MCU, if I recall, outside of TV shows, was in 2008.
Yes.
Same with Liv Tyler. They have not been in this universe for that long.
Can we really even say that they used Liv Tyler, though?
She was in 2 scenes. She was on the phone and in person.
Yep.
I don't even think we ever saw her walking.
We did. She walked up to the...
She walked into the shot.
Yeah, she walked into the shot. And she went, hey, Dad, how you doing? I missed you.
Dad,
Now that you went crazy and tried to kill a whole bunch of people, I forgive you.
you look different, Dad. I find it funny that Liv Tyler, you're in that one movie, and then this universe gets acquired by Disney, takes off, biggest thing, COVID, comes back, flop era, up and down, and then one day you get a call, it's like, hey, remember how you were in this, like, over a decade ago? Yeah. Well, we need you to come back. Just for one scene and a
like,
little phone thing.
I'd love to work with Edward Norton again.
Oh, okay. Well, how's Edward doing? Well, at least William will be there, right? Oh, how about Ty Burrell?
We got Tim back.
We'll pay you.
I know you had no scenes with him.
We'll pay you X amount of $1 million. Okay.
Isn't William Hurt dead?
Yes.
Yes, that's why he got recast.
She doesn't know that.
Okay. Okay. I thought that, but
It's such a weird thing, though. Like, imagine you come in the second movie, and then the next time you show up is like whatever this was, the 30-something. What is this?
34?
35th.
35th.
But that's just what strikes me as odd. Same with Tim Blake Nelson. Like, good actor. I love Tim Blake Nelson.
Me too.
They teased him turning into the leader in Incredible Hulk because the gamma stuff, the ooze lands in his open
on
wound.
him, you see his thing pulse.
Because didn't he have an open wound? He got hit in the head, and he like starts smiling, and you're like, oh, they're setting up probably the leader, and then we don't ever see him until now, and people, it's on those lists of like things Marvel never brought up again. That's what this movie feels like. The screenwriters pulled up like, let's see, what loose ends do we have throughout this whole run? Here's that. Oh, and there's that. Well, let's call attention to Giant Bionicle Man too, just to say, hey, this is still important.
Oh, actually, that's the first thing we've heard about that since.
Yep.
Not first. There was a newspaper headline that mentioned it.
Okay.
In what?
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
It was either a newspaper headline or on a news channel. I want to say maybe Miss Marvel.
I don't even remember that, but of
Yeah.
course it's been a while. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
I'm glad we finally brought the Celestial back. I mean, it's only been a couple years, but I think the way they did it was smart. Like,
Yeah,
there's a valuable resource that we don't have on Earth in this thing.
And everyone's rushing
Who's
to get
gonna
it.
fight for it? Yeah, who wants it?
Maybe the movie should have been about getting to that place and getting the adamantium instead of already having it. Yeah. I would have taken a journey movie like that where Then he goes Red Hulk on the Japanese fleet and causes an international scene.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the Red Hulk or any kind of fight on the actual Celestial. Not just in the air around it.
And the power scaling, as everyone has talked about online, is just off. Sam is a guy. He's a soldier.
They make sure we know about that many times in this movie.
And he's fighting a Hulk by himself. It's like it shouldn't have been that close.
Also, the rubble on top of him,
Yes.
the entire slabs of road that are sitting on top of him would have crushed him.
Yep.
I will bring
Some of those punches he takes, too.
I will bring up that he did have the Wakandan technology that made all the purple stuff and go blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
And that worked for T'Challa, so...
Sure.
Who also who has the...
Heart-shaped herb.
Yep, vibranium going through his
I never
veins.
said it was perfect.
And he's completely covered in the vibranium suit.
Sam just has...
Yeah, like the wings are vibranium, right? But that doesn't cover all of him.
I will say that the scenes of him landing and then standing and then the wings coming out are pretty cool. Like those wings themselves.
Outside of the fact that if he lands that hard, he's shattering his knees.
Wow.
I was like, he lands hard at the beginning, and in all the trailers, I'm like, yeah, his knees are broken.
Yeah, you have
like,
to disregard that kind of stuff. Like, they've calculated Iron Man going down and swooping like that would turn his body into a bowl of jelly inside that suit.
That's true. At least that he's like in something I can say, well, the suit actually does, some kind of BS. But then the Sam thing is like, no, he's just landing really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
These are
too.
comic book movies.
I know. But then they try to make them realistic in certain ways by saying this is our world, and like the political side of this that they think they're saying something about. It's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they're not saying anything, but when they think they are, it's like they're trying to root this in our reality just with the fantastical elements, but then you have some of the things that Sam survives. It's like, I get it, but also because you're trying so hard to root it, which you can't have it both ways.
Yeah. If Joaquin takes one little blast and he's out for the count, Sam should have been out for the count many times fighting Red Hulk.
Yeah.
The CG, though, I think is better than it has been in a lot of the MCU movies. We didn't have any weird video game characters like we did in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I like the fact that anytime the Hulk is shot, you can keep track of where the bullets are hitting him. They leave nice little marks all over him. Seems weird that the bullets don't pierce his skin, but Sam's little knives from his...
Vibranium.
Yeah, true. It is vibranium.
Why aren't they just using vibranium bullets at this point?
It's expensive. And Wakanda has most of the resources for it.
Yeah, because
there's a whole movie about it.
It's like you said, the special effects, we don't have anything super bad, but it's funny how the look of the movie is
the rose,
bad.
Rose or
apple blossoms
blossoms
don't look good, but it's funny because that's like the only moment of true color in the whole movie. Everything is very gray because it's a Cap movie. They tend to not have color outside of the best one, the first one.
You know what's funny?
What?
The Tide commercial that's tied into this. I didn't do that on purpose. Looks better.
Washed.
Looks better than the movie.
Yeah.
Which, when the trailers came out, I'm like, oh, this looks like somebody had a vision when making this movie, at least stylistically. And then you watch the movie, it's like, oh, wait.
It's like a completely different movie than what we have been watching.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Too many characters in this movie. Too much going on for nothing to have happened. Like, lady in White House who's Sam's friend, and Army Man.
I forgot about that.
And what's her name? Is it Ruth? The one
Sabra.
Yeah, the short Israeli woman that is like super super skilled that we hardly ever see.
Yep.
You mean the Black Widow person?
She's a mutant in the comics.
Oh, so they made her just a person.
Yep. She has superhuman strength and a whole bunch of other things. Same like Giancarlo Esposito's character is Sidewinder, can slip in and out of different realities.
See, that would have made him so much more interesting.
Yeah.
He has like 3 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. So, before we get into
He's also
that.
the leader of the Serpent Society, which doesn't get really any mention in this entire movie.
Well, anyway, it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Which one?
Nick,
Oh, me.
did you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since we last spoke?
I
It's been
watched
while.
a movie with a shield in it.
A shield. That shield?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of The Shield, starring Michael Chiklis.
Did you
Ben
then,
Grimm.
Yes, Ben Grimm.
Did you
That
then
thing.
go watch the Fantastic Four movie with him in it?
No, but I did watch the new Fantastic Four trailer a few times.
Okay.
Since we last
I'll
spoke.
accept that.
I play a lot of Marvel Rivals. There's Shield
Who's your
and
main?
Ben Grimm's in there.
Who's your main?
Currently Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe a
Hero.
little bit of Luna Snow.
I hear a lot of people like Susan Storm.
I'm great with her. She's
and,
great.
And Spider-Man apparently is.
He is one of the
pretty-
hardest characters in the game to get value out of, so I don't play him.
Is Doctor Strange? He's a pretty popular because he has all the spells people
Yep,
can use,
I'm
right?
learning Doctor Strange now, but more of a Magneto guy. They're very similar. They're both S.H.I.E.L.D. heroes. But I did not watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sad. Is Doctor Doom in Rivals yet?
He was the main villain of the first season.
Interesting.
And now he's paired up with
For
Dracula.
there to be a season already?
We're in season 1.5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There was season 0, season 1, and season 1.5.
Okay.
Season 2 comes out next month.
Interesting. I wonder if that will obviously not overtake Fortnite, but hold its own with Fortnite.
Maybe. They're putting out a new hero every couple months. A couple new heroes every couple months.
Everybody I talk to loves it.
It's fantastic. It's currently my favorite game. Play multiple hours a day usually.
Yeah. So I remember being at Motor City Comic Con last year in 2024.
Now brag more, Jake.
Giancarlo Esposito was there, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in the MCU now. You've all heard right, and I think you're all gonna love it." I think I might have already said this in the podcast.
You have.
Okay.
About 10 minutes ago.
I was just going to let you keep
Was it
going.
really?
10, 15 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Sorry.
That's why I said keep bragging.
Yeah, he just wants to let us know that he went to Motor City Comic Con.
I'll stop. I'm sorry. I got the brain fog.
Audio listeners, his pinky is up in the air and he's waving it.
I got my power right here, just like this.
Audio listeners also, Nick brought some props today. Nick, would you tell the audio listeners and, of course, people watching the couple things you brought today?
Yes, I have a Falcon toy from, I think, McDonald's. I think it's a McDonald's toy.
Is it like the kid toy or do they still have the adult
Oh,
thing?
it's a kid toy. Okay. Yeah. And then I also have, for audio listeners, you can hear it.
Yeah, they can hear that. Yeah.
That'll be lovely for you.
I have a Captain America shield / popcorn bucket. It's pretty cool. Kind of wish it just had straps here instead of a bucket thing so I could wear it. But who
You
knows,
can
maybe
always,
I'll-
yeah, you can always change it.
I was gonna say you can modify.
Then you don't get
anything.
this, Jared.
You can modify anything you want.
Yeah, brought some props. Had them in my car, so I decided to bring them in. Wasn't planning on bringing them today, but they were there, so here we are. Just gonna leave this propped here. Maybe. Just do that. Joaquin can go on top.
Okay.
Actually, did really like the dude that played Joaquin. He was fun.
Is it Danny Ramirez?
I really disliked his performance.
Really?
And pretty much everything about him.
Really? Why?
He was annoying. I don't know why, but he was annoying. That's all I got, really.
I will say that I did think that when I first watched it, but when they ended the movie with him telling Sam, like why he wanted to help and how he wanted to be Captain America. I was like, okay, I like that because that captures kind of like what the idea is here, or
I
what the
agree.
idea should be.
Well, I kind of agree with that. I also thought that was one of the worst written scenes in the whole movie.
It's okay.
It just seemed cheesy to me.
It's
and
okay to be cheesy.
their performances seemed very wooden in that scene. That's just my personal take on it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it because I liked him in the other stuff that he's been in the MCU. He was great in what do you guys call it, Captain Falcon?
He was in that.
He was in that.
I don't remember Captain Falcon at all.
Yeah, he was
only
like
thing
his point man that he was like having go out and investigate the terrorist ring and stuff. So he was.
Oh.
What were they
calling
called
every now and
again?
then. I
The
don't
something nations.
Hand face people.
Hey, you remember that it was like, I don't know.
The only thing I remember about that show.
Shield is that shot going around him.
Yep.
I called it. Go ahead and say it.
It's the most powerful thing in the whole show.
And
Oh, sorry.
we're gonna
it's
see
the
it.
it's the dark cap where he lands after jumping out of the building, and the camera pans around him, and you just kind of see this world like warp around him, and people react to him because he's a bad Captain America. He's also going to be in the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Let's go,
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell. I'm excited for that movie just because of the
Did
cast.
he take the superheroes? The super
Serum. He took the serum,
Did he do that?
so he is a
in the show.
superhero.
in the show.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't like the show that much.
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't great. I feel like that whole terrorist subplot was bad.
If anything, the Isaiah part of that is the most interesting, and it's they don't do anything with it in that. And then this is your chance to
Do something
rectify
with it, and then you
rectify
don't.
that, and then they don't.
I think I just like Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan interacting with each other. I think they have such great chemistry. Like that carried me through that show.
So, did that scene carry you through this movie
What scene?
with Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie?
No.
Congressman to be Bucky.
It was a fine scene. I feel like the president going Hulk and getting almost assassinated is an Avengers level threat, and Sam shouldn't have been the only one dealing with it.
Well, I mean, wasn't part of the whole thing. Another part of the whole thing, they wanted him to restart the Avengers because they've been disbanded.
But one of his friends could have came like, "Hey, you need some help with this." Not Bucky
And
being
it
like,
should
"Hey,
have been Banner.
you got this," and then walking away.
Well, remember he's working on his campaign to be Congressman Barnes.
So where does that fit within Thunderbolts? I wonder, and I wonder if they'll address that. Probably not.
And Thunderbolts is what they've been setting up since Captain Falcon with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, correct?
Yes.
So her showing up and everything, because I remember seeing a movie with friend of the podcast, Hammy. I don't remember which one. He goes, "What does she?" Is it at the end? What does she have to do with this? Oh, she was in this and this. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "That's why. Like, I'm not invested. I'm not watching all those. I don't care."
Black Widow, I'm assuming.
Yep.
She
At the
meets up with
gravesite is one of like. There's that, and then again, Captain Falcon was before that, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Like here, she is sprinkled in little bits and pieces, and then she is a bigger part in Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
Because she's
Ross's
Bilbo's ex-wife. Yeah, I could not remember his name. Yeah, because he's also Ross.
Yeah.
But what's his first name?
Everett
Everett
Ross.
Everett Ross. Is that right?
Oh,
Yes.
oh, you mean the other Bilbo? Okay, you mean the other Bilbo?
The Bilbo that's still living.
I
Rest in peace, Ian Holm. But yeah, Martin Freeman.
I was very confused there for a second.
But yeah, so we've gotten her in bits and pieces. She's a supporting role in that movie, and then now it's like, okay, she has assembled this like Suicide Squad of Marvel.
What an interesting name, Jared.
Yeah.
Come up with that on top of your head.
I was trying to do the what are we? Some kind of suicide. I was trying to do
What are
that
we, some kind
delivery.
of Thunderbolt Squad.
What are we? Some kind of Thunderbolts.
It's also kind of sad that the Thunderbolts are now coming through when Thunderbolt Ross is no longer with us.
Well, you know what they're gonna. Well, he's still living in this, but they're gonna. That's in his namesake probably. But it's like it's weird that you put it in his namesake when he's now in the raft.
Yes.
So we'll see how this all.
Are there supposed to be more than one raft? Because the Spider-Man jail in the water like that is also called the raft.
No, that's the raft. That's where they're at.
The same raft.
Yeah, they're in the middle
So
of the
they
ocean.
just not. No.
Yeah, it's the same one that they used
I
at
thought
the
it was in
end
the
of
Hudson.
Civil War.
Yeah,
I thought it was in the Hudson.
that's the dinghy. It's for smaller people.
I see.
Sorry. I couldn't hear Nick laughing yet, but I could feel that smile without looking at him.
All right, so it's time for everybody's next favorite segment. Jared, did you watch Hutch? I know you physically own it now.
What did you say?
Did you watch Hutch?
Hutch? What's that?
Hutch. Nope. Sorry, my brain again. Dutch.
There, you will put respect on Dutch Dooley's name. No, there are plans to. There are plans to watch it soon. That's all I know.
Sorry, it's part of the reason why I can't think today.
Gotcha. Hutch, how could you? Hutch.
Someone was talking to me about Hitch this week. That's why.
Hitch. The Cure for the Common Man?
Yeah.
Where you get one of Will Smith's best yells when his face is reacting to being allergic. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where it's not that bad, and he looks up and goes, "Oh!" I didn't want that to scream into the mic too much. What are you over there laughing at me?
I'm picking food out of my teeth.
Okay.
I'm ignoring you guys.
I mean, we're talking about Dutch, so.
No, now we're talking about Hitch.
The Cure for the Common Man. I was going to say, around the time I watched the movie, Captain America, there was a YouTube video I watched about examining Marvel's flop era. I don't remember if I think I sent an acquaintance of ours the link, but I don't think I ever sent it to either of you. I don't agree with all of the YouTubers' opinions on things, but he brought up a lot of interesting points about the trajectory of the movies post-Endgame, and I won't say too much because you can watch the video. But the one thing he brought up that I was like, yeah, I've noticed that is he talked about the Martin Scorsese comments and how Marvel fanboys online are still upset over that. And then he's like, that was 6 years ago. And he said it once, and what he said wasn't wrong. He said it's not cinema, because it's not. It's its own thing. He didn't say that was a bad thing. It's just something different. And then he's like, I think what happened is those Marvel fanboys are that shook them, because someone who they recognize as being like a legit person to know what about movies and such made those claims. And so now every time they keep bringing it up, and I was like, yeah, that's an interesting thing. So they try to build up these movies when they first come out, and then once the dust settles, it's like, no, a lot of these are not great.
They're very similar.
Yeah, I think he in the video had said about what is it, 1 in every 3 or 4 is good nowadays. I was like, yeah, they'll have a good one, then they'll have a couple bad ones, and then they'll have a good
track post Endgame?
We had 3 good ones, 2 out of like how many? Like 8.
And I guess that about tracks then, doesn't it?
Yeah, Endgame is 22nd. This is the 13th movie since Endgame.
List them off, Jared.
List all of them off?
It's the 13th movie since Endgame, really?
I think so. Far From Home.
Good one.
It's been Black Widow. Shang-Chi. Eternals. Ooh, losing streak. But then No Way Home is good. Then Doctor Strange. And Thor. And Black Panther. And Ant-Man. So another losing streak. But then Guardians 3.
Good one.
And then Marvel's Deadpool, Cap 4. Like, yeah, there's 2 or 3.
Marvel's is a good one. I enjoy that one. Seen it a couple times.
It's the closest to being good out of what he read that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, if you're looking at that, though, it's like, yeah, there's less than half of those are good.
You ever wonder what an Edgar Wright directed, like an actually Edgar Wright directed?
Yeah, no, we know.
Film,
just take Ant-Man and insert the stuff that's supposed to go in there, and they go, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I wonder if he would ever come back to direct one. Not an Ant-Man, but just something.
To be fair, if we got an Edgar Wright Marvel movie, it might end up like the Taika Waititi Marvel movies where, oh, this is fun and refreshing, and then it's like, oh, wait, we got this again. Oh, but it's worse. And then where's the story?
And then they just use him until he dies, and
yeah.
I don't want that to happen to Edgar Wright.
No, he hasn't had a movie in like 4 years.
I think he's working on one.
Was Soho his last one?
Yeah, it's 2021, I think.
Well,
so it's been
Soho after Sparks.
Yeah, it's the same year.
Was it after it though?
I don't remember. Probably. I think Sparks was earlier and
because Soho
different
was in October release, I believe. So
yeah, I think Sparks was earlier in the year. Which he's probably been working on longer. Just like working on documentaries and working on narrative features it's so interesting. Like you can do both at once because one has like a shooting schedule and the other one is you're working on it when you can if you're in his position. It's interesting how a lot of directors do that.
I haven't seen Soho. Is Matt Smith in that?
Yes.
What is with Matt Smith and just being in not good movies?
That one's okay.
Or at least not movies that don't do well.
I think
He also keeps trying to be in genre movies, and they keep either taking him out of the genre movie or the genre movie is Morbius.
I think that he got typecast as Doctor Who, and I think that everybody thinks that he needs to be eccentric and dance weird and not really be a serious.
That's the best part of that whole movie.
Yes,
though.
it is.
Not really be a serious person.
Which is funny because
he was supposed to be Skynet in the Terminator franchise, but that was the bad Terminator movie.
Isn't he one of the main characters in that Game of Thrones show that's out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like,
and he's pretty good in it
though too.
Also, yeah, I know, but that's
very,
like that's
very
that's his
different.
big thing. We say, why are all these movies failing? It's because he's a TV guy.
He has one apparently.
He was supposed to
this
be young
year.
Palpatine in the last Star Wars movie, and they just cut him out.
Wow. Apparently, Edgar Wright has a movie coming out this year.
All right.
The Running Man.
Did he remake The Running Man?
I did hear they were remaking it. I didn't know Edgar Wright was doing it.
That's what I see on Google.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's accurate, but it's what I see on Google.
One of our many remakes this year.
Yeah.
Very excited for Naked Gun.
Also, Baby Driver 2.
Oh, the return of... What's his name?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey!
Isn't he dead in the first Baby Driver?
Probably.
You think he is? That'd be pretty weird.
Bring him back. That man has 9 lives.
I trust
9
Edgar
lives.
Wright to handle it.
That's all I got to say about Cap. There's nothing much else to say. I just wanted to bring up the flop era thing of, just about 1 in every 3 or 4 is good.
One more thing about Running Man. One that looks like Glenn Powell. It is Glenn Powell. Okay, I'm in.
I'm in.
I have not seen anything with Glenn Powell in it.
You didn't see Top Gun?
Nope.
You didn't see Twisters?
Nope.
You didn't see Everybody Wants Some?
Nope.
Oh, do you know what that
about
is?
Anyone But
Nope.
You? The one he did was
Yeah, that's Anyone But You. I said Everyone Wants Some. That's the baseball hangout movie from Linklater from 2016.
Oh.
I was like, oh, he's in this, and I watch it. Oh, he's one of the best parts, and it's a good movie, but like
Glenn Powell is my new Timothy Chalamet. Until recently, I had never seen a Timothy Chalamet.
What was your first show?
Wonka.
That's right.
And then I went back
You
to
want to
watch
get
Dune.
some chocolate in your pocklet?
That's
I see that movie twice.
I love that movie.
Twice.
I think that movie is legitimately very delightful and fun to watch.
Did I tell you why I watched it a second time?
Nope.
My friends are like, we're finally watching this, like, to joke watch it, and I'm trying to tell them, I don't want to watch this again. I don't want to watch it. So
But you
we're
get to
sitting
watch
through it.
Key get fat throughout the movie.
So we're walking through it, and I'm like calling things out before they happen. And I've only seen it the once, like a year before, but they're laughing. Oh, you doing that? I told you I've seen this. We get to the end, and they finally, I'm like, I told you I didn't want to watch it again. You've seen it? I've been telling you this whole time. I saw it in theaters. They're like, why didn't you say something? I did.
I watched it on a plane, and I think I give movies I watch on planes much more of a pass than anything else.
because they're on a plane.
Yeah, I think so. I think this was like, I'm in a bad environment. At least I have this thing to keep me occupied from it.
The first time I watched Mr. Holland's Opus was on a plane when I was like 10.
What a wild movie to watch on a plane.
I know.
I hated it.
It's a good movie.
It is, but I hated it when I was 10.
Yeah. Let's see. When you were 10, I was 2.
1930.
Abe Lincoln had just been assassinated.
In 1930?
No.
Okay, good.
I took the joke further.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I appreciate it.
One last note about Edgar Wright and The Running Man. He apparently did not write it. So
Who wrote it? does it
Edgar
say?
Wright did not write.
from the screenplay he co-wrote with Michael Bacall. I don't know who Michael Bacall is.
That's his longtime writing partner.
Is it?
I don't know. No. If anything, I think that's probably Simon Pegg.
Oh, Josh Brolin's in it.
I do like Josh Brolin. Just watched a movie with him and
Lee Pace is in it.
You
Peter
watch
Dinklage.
Brothers.
Okay, this might
Good movie.
This might be a good movie.
Yeah.
it might be.
Anyway,
Say Lee Pace was also Ronin, so don't give him too much credit.
What are you doing? See? That's what Lee Pace does in Guardians.
no. Wrote. Oh, okay. Sorry, brain fog. You're
Remember
Hutch.
Marvel characters in the Marvel podcast.
Let's see. So if the D in Hutch became an H, so Ronan? What does the R become? Is it M? Is it
C.
Monin?
I was
C.
just
Conan.
I was just trying to
Conan.
figure out what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like maybe the FX like show Ronin, or like a
The last Ronin.
or like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing,
Or the De Niro movie from the 90s, Ronin? Or Keanu Reeves movie, was it 47 Ronin?
Mm-hmm.
or the Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai.
Okay. Then we could go Dragon Ball Evolution. We'll see, we can keep going with these mid-2000s properties.
Johnny Mnemonic.
That's
Dragon
not
Ball.
mid-2000s.
I know, but he mentioned Keanu.
The cat.
There's a talking dolphin in there named Jones.
Key and Peele's cat, isn't that Keanu?
Yes, that's also Keanu.
But we gotta get out of here.
Anyway, we got to put this on the tier list, don't we?
Yes. All right.
S tier. For so boring.
S tier for so boring.
So many Hulks.
But only one.
Yeah, but it's the good one. That's also the bad one.
I kind of want to put it in D. I'm looking at what's in C, and I was like, it's probably there, but then there's some in C I'd rather watch than this. That's saying something.
What do we have in C tier?
We got Thor, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Mom, if you understand that. I remember making sure. Wakanda Forever, The Marvels, and Deadpool.
I would say I like this better than... You said Black Panther's in there, right? The second one?
Yeah.
I like this better than that and Shang-Chi.
It's probably about the same for me.
So I'd say it's C tier probably works. C for Chris Evans, please come back.
He's already back.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he sign some kind of a contract?
Yeah. But it's probably a Robert Downey Jr. contract where he's a different character.
I have confidence that they'll do that somewhat correctly.
See, never have confidence. Never have
Yeah, there you
expectations
go.
for this.
C for confidence.
C for confidence. All right.
I think there's enough of it that I do like.
C for Cap.
Yeah.
C for Cap.
As in there's a cap to how good these movies can be at this point.
Gotcha. So now our C and B tiers are tied for the most. It's really funny considering our tier list the last couple weeks on this podcast. We're kind of like it's kind of even with a lot at the top. This one, it's very slim at the top, and the middle and bottom are pretty thick, as thick as Red Hulk's. Fill in the blank.
Teeth? Toes.
Yes,
He's got thick toes.
he does have thick toes.
He doesn't have the thickest skin.
No, he really doesn't. Man, that should have been better. They really should have. Him ripping up buildings in Washington like that. I was like, yeah, this is actually kind of fun. And then the movie ends.
Yep, then all of a sudden they're in a whole bunch of trees.
They shouldn't have spoiled that in the trailer. But then I also realized if they didn't put that in the trailer, no one would go see it.
It also is kind of the most exciting bit. Well, the second most exciting bit in the movie. So
What's the first?
the Japanese.
Yeah, which is fine.
I think the first is the initial attack on the president with Isaiah.
It's fair.
When-
The movie's still interesting at that point, at least.
Yeah, but I digress.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, we'll be back in a couple of months with a review of the Thunderbolts, or at least
Thunderbolts.
some discussion
Asterisk.
of Thunderbolts, or at least of Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan. And whoever plays Dark Cat. And
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell. And
Harbour.
Hannah John Kamen, is that it? Ghost.
Sure.
And
Oh, that's right, she was in that.
Taskmaster.
what's Harbor's first name?
David.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, him too.
So
Yeah,
that
let's watch a
should be
Hellboy movie. Let's go.
That should be really interesting, to be honest.
Or not.
Until then, you can check out our other shows. We got tier lists up for Dimlits. We got tier lists up for my brain. That works. And we are going through Lost right now. So if you want to check us out on any of those shows, Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, The Funny TikTok, and X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring that notification bell. Make sure you check us out and rate us on all those apps. And swing by our groovy website.
And so until then, we'll see you next time as we just continue getting phased out.
See ya. Jared, when you're editing, make sure you end with a close-up on Nick's smile.
Jared, when you're editing, do not do that.
What about me? Am I? Yep, here I am. No respect.
None.
Phew.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
You gotta do the...
Oh! Welcome!
Welcome, one and all!